Now, this is what we should be talking about as South Africa. So, okay, this is the type of news that we should be paying attention to because it affects our daily lives. The Department of Home Affairs has released a draft white paper on immigration, citizenship, and refugee protection. Now, we have an opportunity to fix an immigration system, but we have until the 31st of January 2026. What does this mean? We can have a say as to who enters South Africa, who can become a citizen, how refugees are treated, and how visas work. Now, they are asking for us to give a contribution to the Department of Home Affairs, ukuthi in the policies, what do we want to see? What are the experiences that we've had seeing with the immigration system in South Africa? How is it affecting you positively and negatively? And whatever it is that your thoughts are, then you submit to the Department of Home Affairs.
Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lithuba ngibonge isupport nothando esikhombise lona lingaphezulu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisisupport njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukucomment, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. Usuku lanamuhla la ngomhla ka14 kuJanuary 2026 bekusuku lapho kuvulwa khona izikole. Abanye abantwana bebeyoqala ukufunda kodwa kukhona abantu abafrustrated ngoba nayizolo besami ema-ofisini kuma-Department of Education ahlukene nasezikoleni ezehlukene ngoba abantwana babo bengathathwanga. Abahlala ngapha eGauteng bakhala ngesystem loku-apply online ukuthi ufike u-applye then isystem ibagcina abantwana babe bathumele ezikoleni ezikude nabo bagcina bengakwazi ukufinyelela khona. Imarch and March laphaya eThekwini uJacinta uthe abahlangane bahambe bayovimba esikoleni sase-Eddington ngoba ila kuthiwa khona kugcwele khona ama-foreigners, ikakhulukazi ama-illegal immigrants. Sizokhumbula ukuthi ngokomthetho se-South Africa noma ngathiwa umzali noma umama wengane uyi-illegal immigrant, kodwa ngokomthetho se-South Africa uyakwazi lo mama lo ukuthi athathe ingane yakhe ayoyibhalisa esikoleni, enze affidavit, isithole isikhali ifunde. Lokho kabakhala ngakho ukuthi izikole ezigcina seyigcwele ukuthi abantwana bala eSouth Africa abazali baba bangabala eSouth Africa bangazitholi ikhala lapha yana ezikoleni. Okunye funa sikuveze futhi ukuthi bakhona abantu osisi bethu bala eSouth Africa abathandana nabo labantu abangama illegal immigrants, abanye banezingane nabo. Manje uma kukhona uhlelo elithi kuzodoyitwa kuliwe nalabantu laba ngoba ukuba khona kwabo nje la eSouth Africa kubugebengu, labo bantu labo bayasukuma bame ngenyawo bathi cha thina sivumi, bethi ngeke abakhathalele kakhulu eSouth Africa. Kodwa khumbula ukuthi phela abanezingane zabo abanye ngamadoda wabo abathandana nabo, manje bayabavikela nalaba ke bangabokufika nabo bathe bangeza ukuthi uJacinta uthi bekuzoyiwa esikoleni eEddington bahlangane bebambisene nabanye bala eSouth Africa ngesichazelo isizathu ekuqaleni ukuthi abayolwisa ke manje iMarch and March ukuze lolu hlelo lwabo lokuthi akwazi ukuthi ingane zabantu ezalwa abantu bala eSouth Africa zingasitholi isikhala kunezingane abazali bazo bengasiba bala eSouth Africa benesikhala beyolwisa lokho. Ngizokucaphunela amavideo bese siyadlula lapho.
Uthi uzovula umntwana kanjani umphuca i-right yakhe umntwana. Singama-Africans sibamnyama sonke, yindaba bengayenzi nakwabanye abantwana. Kugcwele ama-China lana, kugcwele ama-Pakistani, kugcwele abelungu baphesheya, kugcwele eSouth Africa. Yini indaba umuntu omnyama elwa nomnye umuntu omnyama? Aziphuthwe zonke, azihambe zonke. If bathi masihambe makuhambe wonke umuntu, abangakhethi. Yayizwa leyo nto.
Asizwe isizathu esikasisi kodwa kokuqala nje kufanele siphawule la kucace. Abantu base South Africa abanayo inkinga nabantu ababuya kwamanye amazwe, kodwa banenkinga nomuntu ongene la eSouth Africa ngokungekho semthethweni, lo muntu oyi-illegal immigrant. Nansi into abalwa nayo abantu base South Africa. Okwesibili, labantu akhuluma ngabo bathi kunama-China namaNdiya, izingane zalabo bantu akusizona lezi ezigcwele ezikoleni eziseduze nabo labantu bala eSouth Africa. Akushiwo lapho ukuthi sinenkinga yezingane zamaNdiya zigcwele la, izingane zabo labantu. Okokuqala obukhona babo kuwubugebengu ngoba bona abanamvume yokuba la eSouth Africa. Asidlulele phambili.
Of why we are here today. Thank you very much. You are live on Newsroom Africa. Talk to us, why we are here namhlanje and what is this picket really about?
Okay, sanibonani, igama lami nginguYolanda Zikhali, activist yase South Beach. Into edala ukuthi namhlanje size la ukuthi sizwe ukuthi kuthiwa kuzovalwa abantu bokufika ukuthi bangangeni ezikoleni. Yet sithi ubuntu sonke sigama Africa akekho umuntu onelungelo lokuthi ingane ingafundi. Also, singumphakathi wase South Beach, we are not happy about even lento bayenze esibhedlela ukuthi abantu bokufika bangangeni. Bayagula, bayanama TB, baya defaulter kuyiko konke, but they just come from the location to stop the people to enter at the hospital. So ingakho sidala ukuthi sibe la namhlanje sizoprotecta abantu bokufika cause siyabantu ababodwa. Akekho umuntu onelungelo lokuvumela ukuthi ingane ukuthi ingangeni esikoleni because lezi ingane nje babesithi ezangaphandle zingangeni zizobamba inkunzi egcineni zizohamba zokwenza prostitution. So abantu abangenza ama political abo lana ama interests abo. Please sicela abahlehle eSouth Beach. Please let's back off eSouth Beach. Siyabonga.
Uzolisho sisi la libaleke ngendlela isimanga. Kodwa akukhohliwe ukuthi kunezingane zabantu bala eSouth Africa ezingasitholanga isikhala. Manje angazi noma ngale nkulumo yakho uchaza ukuthi zona azihlale zingafundi bese kuba yize ezibamba inkunzi na. Uma isho kanje mina ngisho ukuthi angikhohla ngokuthi ngilithathile kodwa personally nginayo inkinga nomuntu ongenela eSouth Africa ngongekho semthethweni cause mina ngingwala eSouth Africa kodwa I'm documented mina. Ne-ID mina and kunama requirements afuneka inqwaba mangabe ubhalisa ingane esikoleni sala eSouth Africa kodwa kulabantu bokufika kufuneka iaffidavit kuphela. Ngiyabuvuma ubuntu kufanele benziwe kodwa ungakwazi ukwenza into efanayo na emazweni abo labantu la babuya khona bona. Ngizokucaphunela ukuthi uJacinta nethimba lakhe leMarch lona litheni.
Njengoba silana we-outside e-Errington Primary School. Sifike la ezolo sizocela ukubona uprincipal ngoba khona abazali bebefuna ukuthola ispace for ingane zabo. Kahle kahle labazali lokhu befika nje from April bengathola usizo so basebecela ukuthi sibasize ngoba bayabona ukuthi abalitholi. Sakhuluma ne-SGB mhlampe 3 days ago sacela ukuthi bahlangane nathi nabo labazali. SGB yavuma kodwa kwasondela isikhathi kwangenzeka. Masifika la uprincipal afike asibizela amaphoyisa uSatshenuzi Kalala. Wafika ke wathi uzosibopha masimbuza isabuzo besibophelana. Safonela ke emaphoyiseni phezulu then I think bamtshela ukuthi alikho icala ekutheni sizosiza abantwana ukuthi bezofuna ikhaya. Sabe sasho wabaleka kuprincipal wagcine ngababonanga abazali. Sabuya ke namhlanje futhi ngoba sizozamela bona labantwana abahlala la indawo yokuthi bafunde. Njengamanje list ihleli bazali abawu60 bangabosisi bonke bahlala la endaweni. I-SGB masibuzi yavuma ukuthi ngempela abantwana bala over 50 close to 60% abantwana bangaphandle abanye banama documents abanye vele bayiwelela umncele nje base bazongena la eSouth Africa. So okwethu ukuzothola ukuthi lezi ngane lezi zase South Africa enganayo indawo ehlala la fanele zenze njani ngoba bona bakwazi ukuthatha ingane esingazazi nokuthi iqhamukapi azazi ukuzobani uhulumeni uthe ingane noma inganayo ama documents fanele ingene, which is something that we still going to challenge ukuthi how do we then protect ingane la South Africa if you are telling us ukuthi any child can walk in the morning la South Africa besithole indawo. So if uhulumeni every child has a right to education, which children if exclude lezi zala eSouth Africa labo bonke labantu abahlala sasekuseni bangabuya begoduke bemazweni abo baqhubeke beyopheka ujolofini abaphekayo whatever. Lezi ngane lezi ayinayo option azinalo elinye ikhaya ezothi mangabe kuyabhedela zeliyona. So sizozama ukuthi sifake le ngane la because if bengayifaki la kumele benze sure ukuthi le ngane ziyafunda because khona ezinye eseyidlalela zangafunda from last year lokuthi isikole sethu nalo sefu kufanele iphinde eyodwa ngoba nakho uhulumeni wethu uzama ukuba Mother Teresa wase-Africa. So thina ke ezimanje samile kulokho ukuthi akusizi ukuthi lokho nifuna ukuba bahle ko Helen Suzman Foundation nabo United Nations ingane zase South Africa isafari English. If nifuna ukusibopha for that sibopheni kodwa lezi ngane zona zizofunda. Okusala yilokho zona zizofunda, and if zingafundi will come here and camp every single day nize niyifake esikoleni.
Unzima uma konje futhi abantu base South Africa sekufike la ifrustration yabo ngalesi senzo salabantu abangena la ngokungekho semthethweni bengasijabuleli. Siyazi ukuthi akusibo bonke abantu abangenela ngokungekho semthethweni abenza ubugebengu. Bakhona abantu nje ngenxa yobunzima bempilo bafike la bathengisa amatamati baphila nje kuyaphileka nabo. So siyazi ukuthi akusibo bonke kodwa into abayikhalelayo ukuthi akwazi ukuthi izingane zabantu abangasibabala zithola isikhala kuthiwa kazifunde ngoba makungenjalo zizongena ezenzweni zobugebengu. Ngaleso sikhathi kube kuneglect izingane zala eSouth Africa. Le nkinga ke beyingahlasele eKZN yodwa ingakho ngithe nala eGauteng bakhona abanezikhalo zabo ngenxa yesystem.
My sister ngibuya for second day today ne. And ukuza la is costing man. I'm from Tembisa la kusebinoni my sister. Ngihlala eTembisa umntwana wami bamnika isikolo esise Davidton like beka-apply umama. But now ukuthi mangize lana kula kumele ngizothola usizo khona. Mabaloko bangijikisa ngama TP number zonke lezi zinto zitholakala la kusemagcineni mawuze la e-district. That's when you must come and get help. But now mina into engiyibonayo like i-digital system le yabo le iyabafeyila bayahluleka like ukukutshela iqiniso ngoba bheka abantu laba abagcwele laba ngakanani izolo ngilalinya ozami zibhlungu and I have to wake up in the morning kumele ngibe la ekseni abasikhatsini and abasebenzi bakhona sibabonile bafika late abanye abantu kumele basize abanye bafika early so abakhanselele lento le ya online thina sisakhula bebasithatha basise esikolweni yangizwisisa maye bakhetha izikolo for abantwana bethu thina sisabakhethela abantwana bethu and maye abantwana bahleli emalokishini manje yangizwa sister kunabantu ababajikisayo babanika ama waiting list for 10 days umntwana uzobahleli for 10 days angayi esikoleni namanje ngila umntwana musendlini mela esikoleni abanye abantwana bayile esikoleni marizolo ngisabuyile namanye angazi ngizosizwa ngiyangena but now ngifuna ukubona ukuthi namhlanje ngizosala ngikomini makuba ngisizwa sister ngizobuya so Ramaphosa nawe ama minister amakhulu please sicela nime ngalento le online yazini sinini ikhiphe like ngibuyise the old system because it was working abantwana maye old system kube basesikoleni bafunda singekho la maye ngithatha imali yokuthi ngimthengele izicathulo zesikolo my sister ngigibela ngayo yangizwa my sister yeah and asisebenzi futhi ngapha bayasidemand imali zokuthi size la.
Sengicishe ngakhohlwa ukukhombisa ivideo abantu base KZN betoyitwe. Nawe usangikhumbuza ya ngizokucaphunela yona manje. Sengidawu sengikante ngankanta ngakhuluma ngabala zonke lento engizibalile kodwa ngishiya ivideo yabantu bokufika ke KZN betoyitoya bebambisene nalabo abala eSouth Africa. Ngisichazile izathu ukubambisana kwabo. Angeke ngisasiphinda manje.
I can't go anywhere. South Africa is my country. I'm African. It's Africa country. No one gonna go. No one is gonna go. And our children gonna go to school. And another building from school. You're gonna still
Bazuleka abanikazi becountry bashilo. Bathi bona bazohlala la eSouth Africa ngunaphakade forever. Basho ukuthi nabantwana babo bazofunda futhi. Usho abanikazi becountry abanayo inkinga ezoba abasabi bayasho. Ngoba banamalungelo njengoba bela eSouth Africa. Futhi bathi bangama Africa bona. Le video engiqale ngayo ka Sisu Amanidube ukhuluma nge-white paper. Abake bawabona ama video engeke ngawenza ngaphambilini ngaze ngakhipha ngisho i-link ka Sisu eyenzo Sisu Prince Mthombeni uMadumo ukuthi abantu abasubmit khona bakhona nje impela baze bangitshela cha sesubmitile nathi ngoba fanele siparticipate bengithenje lelo daba lolu asilifake siphensi bakhumbuza abantu ukuthi abangaka submit ngoba njoba kuyi public participation kuyafuneka sibe ingxenye lezinto lezi noma ke uhulumeni wethu siwazi ukuthi unokungasilaleli kodwa sizokwazi ukuthi sithi vela abasilaleli asenze sibonke basilalela noma basilaleli so ngisayifaka ilink kodwa kwabayifunayo bazongazisa ngizoyifaka ku-description. Uma kukhona nje abathi siyayicela ilink thina sikaze submit lapha endabeni le Department of Home Affairs, ngizobe sengithatha ilink kasisi uPrince Mthombeni ngiyifaka ku-description ukuze abantu ba-submit lapha. Kanti kune-video enzo-advocate uBusisiwe Mkhwebane, ngiyacabanga bekuyisonto. Ya, uchaza ngale white paper yakhona. Angazi mina kwenzakalani nge-white paper. Ngizokucaphunela yena emveni kwalapho bese ngiyayivala ivideo.
Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane, the former public protector of South Africa and who worked for the Department of Home Affairs for more than 20 years. I think I joined Department of Home Affairs around 1999 up until 2014. So I worked as by then I was the Director of Refugee Affairs, responsible for the processing of asylum seekers and the granting of the refugee status through the refugee reception offices. By then, when I joined Home Affairs, there were no refugee reception offices, and I think there was only one office, and we then established all the refugee reception offices like Cape Town, Port Elizabeth. We had one, by then we called it was in Marabastad, and there was another one in Durban. So the processing of asylum seekers was taking place in those refugee reception offices. The challenges which South Africa is facing currently, they've been there. I remember when I joined Home Affairs, my predecessor was it was a deputy director, Dr. Mashele. I think she's late now. May her soul rest in peace. So we've been experiencing the same challenge, that we are having various actually economic migrants who abuse the asylum process or the refugee process. The biggest challenge in South Africa, if by then and even now, is that South Africa acceded to the 1951 UN Convention on Refugees and its protocol without making any reservations. So by then there was a lot of consultations, discussions to change the status quo. I remember before leaving Home Affairs, there was a process where we were busy with the white paper on the very same issue of refugees and refugee protection, citizenship and immigration. So what transpired is that in April 2024, Cabinet approved the white paper on citizenship, immigration and refugee protection. That was meant to overhaul the whole immigration system, and that was also aimed at addressing existing gaps in the legal framework to regulate citizenship, immigration and refugee protection. The white paper directed that a legal opinion must be sought, apparently, for the implementation of the new policy. So that white paper which was adopted was the best, I would say, is that because it was very decisive in dealing with the issue of refugee protection. I must say that with the abuse of the asylum process, you'd find that we have asylum seekers or economic migrants who will travel all the way from the north, your east, your Pakistan, your Bangladesh, coming to South Africa, and once they're in South Africa, then they apply for asylum. And you find that a lot of them, they would apply. Others would then come with your visitor's visa, your work permit, but when they are in the country, when their permits have expired or the validity of their permits have expired, then they claim asylum. And when they claim asylum, the problem was that in terms of the Refugee Act, the provisions are that you need to include that particular person before you exclude, meaning you need to process that application and reject that application. And the problem is that once you reject the application, it's either it's an unfounded rejection, where when it's an unfounded rejection, it means that the way, or there are elements of possibly where the person comes from, there might be instability, because you must know that when you assess a refugee, it's not only about the issue of that there's war in that particular country, because the OAU Convention deals with the instability, civil instability, where there's war in the country, and that's where you grant refugee status. But then also a person can be persecuted, especially in terms of the 1951 UN Convention and its protocol, based on race, sexual orientation, religion, and all those. So you'd find that you reject that application as unfounded, and the person then will then lodge an appeal. And there's also a rejection where there's an automatic referral to the Standing Committee on Refugee Affairs, which then review the decision of the Refugee Status Determination Officer. So the challenge then was that you'd find that there's lots of applications, and the Refugee Appeal Board had a lot of backlog, and the Standing Committee for Refugee Affairs also had a lot of backlogs. You find that people are staying or are in the country for 10 years, 20 years without being processed. So I think this April 2024 policy was addressing the issue which we had challenges with, that South Africa ratified the conventions without making any reservations. Most countries, Africa, Europe, Asia, and anywhere else, they've made reservations to the convention. And the worst part is that they, most of them, they would make the reservations, especially on the issues relating to education, freedom of movement, because they would have an encampment policy. So South Africa never did that. And when this policy was adopted, that at least they would, withdraw and then re-accede to the convention and make reservations. Apparently, then there was an outcry from the UNHCR, your DECO, on the basis that, issues of multilateralism, it's a problem or a threat. The challenge is that this current government, they don't look into the impact of immigration and the status quo towards the South African citizens, because there's competition since then, the issue of unemployment, competition for employment, issues of education, access to education, access to health. And I think there are court judgments as well because of the current provisions of the UN Convention, our Refugee Act, and the fact that even our Constitution, that's the weakest link, because the courts, they interpret any, the provisions of any law with the regards to the facts before them, then automatically they would apply or implement or decide based on what the Constitution is saying, because the Constitution will say people have the freedom of movement, right to access to education, right to access to health, because there's that challenge that it says everyone. Yes, it might be everyone, meaning South Africans, but the interpretation currently is that it means everyone, because when it addresses citizens, it's very specific to say every citizen has a right to vote, every citizen has a right to a passport, and all those. So the contribution which I would make is that there's no need for South Africa to be scared or to then not want to withdraw. They must still withdraw from the accession and accede with reservations. I mean, we are seeing currently now that, I mean, look at how US is behaving. They are a law unto themselves. South Africa, the problem is that we are too much focused on compliance and be seen as if we are this, because we are set to be, our constitution is set to be the best in the world, but unfortunately our constitution is failing South Africans, because look at what is happening now at Beitbridge. We have a lot of, in fact, people moving from other African countries besides, with Bangladeshis, Pakistanis. I mean, people as far as Ethiopia coming to South Africa. Now I've seen that they will be focusing on the issue of the first safe country. The problem is that the provision of the Refugee Act is very much prescriptive, that you cannot turn any person away. You need to process that person. And there's a Constitutional Court judgment where as well the Constitutional Court said, you know, the Refugee Act even went beyond what the convention is saying. So, and there's precedence to that. So I think the issue is withdraw. And in fact, the adopted white paper is fine as is. Don't do anything. Maintain what has been changed. The only thing then you can add what you needed to revise and add the issue of the trusted employer scheme, the trusted tour operator scheme, and the point-based system, which are additional things, and the issues of digitization. And even the digitization, I think the challenge is that the system which we are using, we need to improve on that and to have better a system as a country. So my contribution is that let's do that. And it's worse because your UNHCR and them will say, no, South Africa, you don't need to do that. But the problem is that we are the worst in protecting refugees, because we have a situation where once a person is a recognized refugee, or whilst you've applied for asylum, you are still waiting to be processed, or you are rejected, you are waiting for your appeal or to be reviewed. You need to find a way of surviving. The courts, there are judgments which says, whilst waiting, you have a right to work. Then most of them have opened spaza shops, competing with a number of South Africans. I mean, there are court judgments as well to the fact that they do have a right to do that. But the question is, are we really protecting the vulnerable, genuine refugees? We are not as a country, because you'd find countries like your Canada and other European countries where when you arrive in a country, you claim asylum, you are accommodated in a processing center, you are processed there. Once granted, you are integrated properly. But South Africa, that's not the situation. You need to just arrive at Beitbridge and then you claim asylum. You will have to see to finish. Where do you stay? Where do you sleep? I don't think that's a proper protection of a refugee, a genuine refugee, not those who abuse the asylum process in the country. And I think, look now at Beitbridge, what is happening. You find that there's a lot of smuggling, there's a lot of children now who are being smuggled, and that's very much dangerous for, in fact, the business of human trafficking, human smuggling is booming, because as a country we are not protecting the vulnerable children, vulnerable women who might be facing persecution. But at the end of the day, I would say we can engage further on that, and we as a country, or South Africa, should be prioritizing citizens instead of only focusing on what the UN organizations or UN agencies are saying. I mean, look at what is currently happening. There are countries who don't care about what the conventions are saying about the protection of any, refugee, asylum seeker. Look at how America is treating, African people, like your Somalians and all those. So South Africa, we need to put South Africa first, South Africans first, and especially where we are competing with, unskilled migrants or immigrants. And I think if we deal with refugee protection, let's protect them genuinely and properly, and withdraw from the UN Convention. And I think we need to proceed with the adopted white paper, which was adopted in April 2024. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You can send your inputs, your questions. This will be posted on the YouTube channel of Busisiwe Mkhwebane Foundation. You can then send your comments and inputs in that platform. Thank you so much.
Sibambe le video ngicela ukuze ukuphala kwakho la comment section ngizwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani kulolu daba nje sizixoxayo lonke nje lulonke. Ngajabulela kakhulu ukuze umbono wakho. Ngiyacela ke ukuzwa ukuthi wena ubona kanjani. Mina nawe asidibane kwi video elandelayo. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.